Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Head. No, Ireland's number one Spurs fan officially confirmed last night. We are Tottenham TV. I won the quiz. What can I say? I already knew. So, look, my new tag onto the intro is actually the comeback kid. But look, we're here today to review Liverpool v Tottenham last night. Obviously, Liverpool 2, Tottenham 1. Look, we're disappointed, but we're still in the title challenge. Before we get onto the game, there's two things I want to say. First of all, actually, is Stevie Bergwijn, get off his back. This is the badge on his crest. Get off his back. Stop sending him abuse on social media. It's not on. The guy plays for Tottenham. At the end of the day, have your say, but don't you dare get into his inbox and abuse him. It's not right. You should be ashamed of yourself. The second thing is, Marcelo, I'll let you take this. I'll see you at the jersey.
So now though, baby, Puska's award. Come on, get in. So now, what do I say about this man? Week in, week out. He scored a goal against Liverpool. He's scoring goals everywhere he go. Unfortunately, we lost that game. But so now though, he deserves it. He's the Asian sensation, one of the best Asian players to ever play in football. You know what I mean? The Korean king. What else can you say about this guy? Fantastic. Come on, Sonny. And guess what? His Arsenal goal is gonna win Puska again this year. Come on.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted for him. What a goal that was. He absolutely tore them to shreds. And it's well deserved. And look, he's a player that's given us great service over the years. So I'm absolutely delighted for him. And then we also have Dave, joined by my friend Dave here. Look, I know none of you probably want to see a Liverpool fan, but we have to get one on for the insight. How are you, Dave?
Not too bad now. Enjoying life.
Yeah, I'd say that. Look, you've every reason to be over the last few years. I give you that. Yeah, but look, before we get into the game, if you're liking the content and you're liking the videos and the guests, make sure you like and make sure you throw out, subscribe on the channel there and show me your support. I'm on the march for the big 500 before Christmas, so make my Christmas come true. Moving into the game, look, it is what it is. Marcelo, as we know, look, we as always, we dust it off and we go again against Leicester. But we're still in a title race. But look, we're going to have to talk about the game. As disappointing as it is, and as frustrating as it is, we have to talk about it. Look, for me, the first half, we were peppered in the first half. Let's be honest. Liverpool, look, they got a lot of luck for the goal, Salah's goal, the deflection into the top corner of the net. But it's Liverpool's luck, and some people say they earn it. Some people, like me, say they don't. But look, it is what it is. And then, look, they were too busy showing the Mane replay of this overhead, And the next thing, they come off, you see Sonny clean through. What a goal. What a finish. And look, because of our defensive work, I'd say we deservedly went in 1-1 at half-time. Man, what do you make of it, Marcelo? The first half?
No, I felt like the first half, they were in control. I felt like our execution of the counterattacks were a little bit sloppy. I felt like Kane was missing the ball. I felt like Sissoko was a little bit uncomfortable with the ball. I will say this. One thing I was worried about was passing from the back. I felt like Dyer and Toby were actually doing, and Aurier was doing a decent job for passing in the back. Davies was getting found out quite a bit, passing from the back as usual. He just doesn't know how to pass a ball to save his life. But I felt like,
if you gave the guy a sat nav, he'd still get lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I felt like his defensive duties, he at least did a good job. But I felt like the passing in the back was fine. I just felt like the midfield, I think Lo Celso, Kane, because Kane kind of became a midfielder at that point. It was really between, Bergwijn and Son that was kind of up front. But like I just felt like that wasn't working, and I felt like we really were missing Endo Baller. I really feel like he would have shined in this game and really taking this game in the scruff of the neck, because this is really the type of game he likes. Very intense. He deals with pressure very well. Endo Baller does. You know what I mean? He knows how to get in from tight spaces. He knows how to make short, quick passes, and it's just we needed him, and I felt like that was a big mistake from Jose not playing Endo Baller.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Marcelo. Look, I said it on We Are Tottenham TV. Personally, I think we missed the trick. Lo Celso, for me, it just didn't work out yesterday. Tactically, Mourinho got it wrong there, in my opinion. I can understand why he started him, because Ndombele was so poor against Palace. But for me, it was the perfect game for Ndombele. But look, Dave, what do you make it the first half from a Liverpool perspective?
I thought we completely controlled the first half. In between, we found them little gaps in behind. And I thought Curtis Jones was absolutely amazing in that
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah, he
I
was.
think
Yeah.
he controlled the midfield all night, and especially Reece Williams. I thought Reece Williams had a great game as well at centre half.
Mm.
First start in the Premier League, I thought he was amazing.
Yeah.
Liverpool were unbelievable in the first half.
And what do you make of the Salah goal? Look, as usual.
That was just pure luck, or luck. At least,
Yeah.
at least he got the goal because it was on target. It was going on target. At least he got the goal. So
Yeah.
Yeah, look, for me, you know, I'll give it to you. You managed to get in behind and playing between Højbjerg and the defence a lot. I'll give you that. You found the gaps. And look, like I said, you battered us the first half. But under Mourinho team, we knew, like me and Marcelo, we expected not to go there and play attacking football. We expected exactly what we seen last night.
I expected that as well.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, we were always going to sit back, play a low block and try and catch you on the counter. But at the end of the day, our passing just wasn't good enough out. Look, Ben Davies, like, anytime the guy got the ball, he just panics, kicks it straight down to your two centre halves, and you just come back at us again. Couldn't
Just a
believe
long
the
ball. Long ball into
Lo Celso, apart from the assist to Son, he just couldn't get on the ball. And as well, like, there was a couple of times Liverpool players run out of defence, and Mourinho was there talking about us being cunts. Take him down. He didn't. He just let them run at the defence. For me, Lo Celso, look, he deserved to be hauled off, in my opinion. And that's probably the main reason why. And that's the reason why I think you've seen him switch out onto the right-hand side in the second half, purely because it just wasn't working. He just wasn't cynical enough in there. Look, we'll move on to the second half. The second half, look, we actually came out all guns blazing in the second half for the first 10 minutes. We had some huge chances. Bergwijn, notably. Look, it is what it is. For me, look, I honestly think this guy should he should be dropped. He should be dropped for a week or two. I see some fans saying, "Oh, sell him and giving him abuse." It's not on. At the end of the day, the guy, he's just not confident at the minute. Do you know what I mean? And it's just not working out for him. Like, as soon as the ball was, they were trying to play a ball through to him in the first half, and it came off his heel. Straight away, I knew it wasn't going to be his day. You know what I mean? But look, it is what it is. And then Kane's header as well. And if we would have took them chances, my score prediction, I would have been more or less spot on. But then, look, you knew as soon as them chances didn't go in, I just had that feeling. What do you think, Marcelo?
Yeah, no, it's. I have an interesting stat actually. I think in the last 3 times we played against Anfield, we always lost 2-1, and usually, it's them that score an early goal. We get one back. I think 3 years ago it was Lucas. He got one back, and then it was in the 90th minute. I think it was. It was an own goal. Toby. Yeah, and we lost the game, and then the season after that, it was, I think, what was it? Kane scores an early goal, then Henderson equalizes, and I think, what was it? They got a penalty, and like the 70th or like 80th minute, and Salah scores, and then this, you know, we both score an early goal pretty much in the first half, and then in the last minute they score. It's always the same way. And if you look at those games, I think, what was it? Son, there was a point where he missed an open goal. And he hit the crossbar. This was Bergwijn. It's just like, it's almost like history repeated itself. It's unbelievable. But listen, I felt like even though those performances in the past, we really did not deserve to win those games. We did not deserve even to draw. I felt like this game, I wouldn't say we deserved to win. I felt like at least a draw was a fair result for both sides, because I felt like it was a game of 2 halves. I felt like Liverpool were doing really well neutralizing our counters in the first half. But then in the second half, we're really splitting them open at times, and just being wasteful in the final third, and we're really catching them on the counter. But then in the last 10 minutes, they just woke up, and Bobby Firmino.
Yeah, guy doesn't score week in, week out. Soon as Tottenham arrive, bang, top corner. I'm sick of this guy.
Yeah.
Dave, look, what do What do you make of the second half?
Second half, he's come out and played football in the second half. Gave us a lot of problems. I think Reece Williams' inexperience in big games like that is why he got cut out for your big chances.
Mm.
I still think we control the game in the second half still.
I see. I disagree with you. I
I
felt
think we
like
still control the game. We couldn't get into the gaps, into the little pockets we got in the first half, but I think we still controlled the game a bit more. We set the tempo. I think we set the tempo in the whole game.
See, I disagree with you on the second half. I felt like the first half you were controlling the game because you will always have possession. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
Like whether we want you to have possession or you want it, you're just gonna have possession. This is how we play. But I felt like the first half you were controlling the game because we just couldn't get you on a counter. We couldn't ever break your back line. You're just solid, and you know what I mean. You're just suffocating us. But I felt like in the second half you really weren't like I think before the Bobby Firmino goal, I think only Mane really had that real chance where he hit the bar. But aside from that, I don't think Liverpool were creating really anything. You know what I mean? I think most of their shots on
Mm.
target were in the first half. And I just felt like in the second half, we were playing our game. We were letting you have possession, but we were stealing the ball often and really catching you on the counter. And I just felt like because we dominate without possession. That's just how we play. And I felt like we were just doing that very well. I just felt like it was a game of two halves.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, to be honest with you, I'm actually proud of the performance we put in there yesterday. Another week, we would have nicked that. We would have came out there 3-4-1. Do you know what I mean? For me, Liverpool, look, they didn't really create anything in the second half. And that's why their goal is so much more frustrating, the winner, because, again, from a Tottenham point of view, Marcelo, it's just, every time we drop points, it's always from a set piece. It's set piece
Yeah.
every time.
You know,
When are we going to wake up on these set pieces? Like, I'll just give you a little insight. The reason why I think it is purely because, look, they're concentrating so hard when the ball's in play and keeping a low block, not giving any space to run in behind, not letting them play through the lines, blocking up gaps and stuff. That when we do kind of give away a free kick or corner, the players are like, oh, nice one, I can kind of take a breather for a sec. And
yeah.
we just get caught.
Yeah, listen, I know I don't want to be too harsh on the team, but I know I said I was proud of the team, but the more I think about it, the more I really kind of just feel like it's kind of like a weak mentality because I feel like we have the chance to challenge for the title, and I felt like they were there for the taking in the second half, and just the fact that we kind of just did the same thing we always do every season: go to Anfield, create a couple of chances, not take it, have them beat us 2-1. It's just like it's just frustrating. And for me, I was just really hoping for a change. And I think the fact that we conceded again against a set piece, it's really frustrating. And which is why I'm being a little bit harsh on these guys because it's like I understand it's Liverpool. I don't want to say it, it's not over. The title race is not over, but it's just
Mm.
like I understand that losing to Liverpool, it's understandable in Anfield, but it's like fuck's sake, man. You know what I mean? Like how many set pieces are we going to continue, to concede until these guys learn how to, stop it? And for me at this point, I'm getting really sick and tired of it to the point where I'm maybe thinking about, let's get Joe Rodon. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Let's start let's have because I mean this is not something new. This was happening under Pochettino and this is happening under Mourinho. And I just feel like, sometimes you can't teach old dogs new tricks. And I feel like maybe if we can get a younger guy, maybe we can sign, a center back in January, someone that
Mm.
can just, fucking learn how to clear a set piece for Christ's sake. You know, I mean, if we knew how to clear a set piece, think about this. If we knew how to clear a set piece, we would already be around 6 points ahead of Liverpool.
Yeah.
Just think about that. And it's just like I know I don't like and personally I don't like playing this game, playing what ifs because Liverpool can say the same thing. What if they didn't get robbed against VAR versus Everton? You know what I mean? What if they score against they score that second goal against Fulham? You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
many what ifs in football, but it's just like I feel like a set piece is so avoidable. You know what
It's
I mean?
basics, man. It's your bread and butter.
Yeah, you look at Liverpool and you look like how they deal with set pieces, and I mean they don't even have Van Dijk. You know what I mean? Van Dijk is usually their set piece guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't even have Van Dijk, but you just look at how they deal with it. It's just it's
Well,
infuriating, man.
for me, if it was anyone that was going to score from a set piece, it would have been that Virgil van Dijk wannabe, Reece Williams or Fabinho. Do you know what I mean? Dave, look, to be honest with you, I actually said in my preview show that I was worried if Liverpool got set pieces in and around our area or corners because, look, they have the height. Was set pieces going into the game an area that you thought maybe you could have exploited us from, knowing our weaknesses?
No, not a chance. Not a chance at all.
Really?
Are you surprised that was Firmino that popped up?
Yeah, no, I was very surprised. I was very surprised because he's usually not up there with the headers. It's usually I was expecting a Reece Williams to get up there and take and test that ball.
At first, I thought it was him. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it was Firmino, bro. I was like, when I saw, I was like, when has Firmino ever jumped that high? You know what I mean? Like, I watched this guy for like 3 years in the Brazil national team, and I didn't even know he could skip. And then he just jumps like Cristiano Ronaldo and just scores an absolute header. I mean, you can't write it. I mean, really, you can't write it. If you don't laugh, you cry. But like, fuck's sake, it only happens at Tottenham. I swear to God.
And as well, lads, there's a lot being made about Henderson bumping Dyer over in the box. So I'm not getting into that. For me,
nothing.
I'm actually going to ask your opinions on it. But for me, look, it's a nothing really. It's smart play by Henderson. He created the room for Firmino to go and attack the ball. It's exactly what happened. But for me, Dyer needs to man up. He needs to get back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He gives as good as he gets, but instead he tried to roll around the ground looking for the free kick out, and it cost us.
Especially in the 90 minutes. I can't forgive him for that, bro. That's another thing, like, I can't forgive you for that, bro. It's 90 minutes in, and it's a set piece. Your concentration is high, and you're trying to look for a foul for anything. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell, okay, like, let's be real here. You're a professional footballer. You can tell what's really a foul and what's not. You know what I mean? Like, Henderson just touches him, and he's looking for a foul. You know what I mean? You can tell he's just looking for that foul. And it's like, to do that in the 90th minute just shows, like, because this is the thing I always criticize about Dyer. He always has a donkey moment. He can play 90 minutes of good football, but he always has that donkey brain in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that one brain fart that always costs him, and it just annoys me so much. And he did that tonight. He shouldn't have gone down. He should have stayed up. He could have cleared that ball. He could have, because you can see they saw Henderson run, and you see Kane and Toby got confused because they saw Henderson free, and then I think they went to cover Henderson, which gave Firmino enough time to just charge in there and head the ball. If Dyer's marking Henderson, you never know. He could have headed that ball himself. He's usually our guy that clears it, and he just failed us. I feel like that, for me, he failed us more than anything. And man, it just really, honestly, it pisses me off seeing him go down more than seeing Bobby Firmino score, because it's just like, just seeing him go down like that. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You know what I mean? That pissed me off more than the Bergwijn miss, because Bergwijn miss, he gets a chance. He did everything he could. He curled the ball, and it just hit the post. That can happen to anybody, man. You know what I mean? That can happen to anybody. But like, for him, he can control that. That infuriated me.
Yeah, 100%. And look, Dave, I make no secrets about it. I usually call you Liverpool for a reason. But look, not this time. Look, there was no decision to be made by VAR. What do you make on that?
It was an absolute disgrace.
Yeah,
it was. People say, it was just a disgrace, if I'm being honest with you. Someone that's being paid so much money to just jump on the ground like that and then roll around looking for a free kick out. It's a disgrace. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see that in under 8s.
Yeah.
In
a set piece. In a set piece, in a high game. I mean, like, imagine if like Virgil van Dijk did that in a set piece, 90 minutes in a big game that it's a title, defining game, and he does that. You know what I mean? It's just, for me, that pissed me off more than Bergwijn. It really did. That set the fuel up on me. And I mean, like, you see these Twitter guys, these Dyer stands going up and giving Bergwijn abuse. It's like, you absolute fool. You know what I mean? Look at your player. Just falling down, and it's just like, I've been saying this. Look, listen. Respect Dyer. I respect I've always said it, I respect the improvement he's made. You can tell he does like Tottenham. He does like being here, and I always respect him as a player and as a person. But for me, I just don't think he's simply good enough. And I probably will think that because I just feel like it's passing from the back and just moments like that. I just call it the donkey moment. You know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes like a donkey sometimes just goes like, hee haw. It's just that one moment. You know what I mean? It's just out of
Yeah,
nowhere. It's just
yeah,
like, fuck's sake. And it's just like, he always does it. And every time I think he's going to turn it around, he always does that. And it's just, ah, man, I'm done.
yeah.
I want Rodon, please, Rodon, just please, just
The
be the
Welsh
one.
Maldini. I'm surprised you calling him
The Welsh
Road, and every other
Maldini.
time I've heard you calling him the Welsh Maldini.
Welshman, dude, listen, this is what Liverpool did to me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm now calling Rodon. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And
screw
look,
these Scousers.
I also want to apologise to the Harris Army out there. Look, obviously I'm not a bundle of joy today, but you know why? It's just hard to take. I actually really hate Liverpool. But look, we'll get into some of the big calls in the game. Dave, when you seen Davy starting at left back up against Mo Salah, I'd say you're absolutely rubbing your hands together.
I was over the moon. But I thought Salah would get at him more. Salah
Yeah,
kept cutting inside. He kept cutting inside all game. I thought he'd bring him to the byline, but he never did. He was always cutting inside or going over the other side. So I was
and,
delighted, but nothing happened. He wasn't
and were you
exposed.
surprised actually with how poor Salah was yesterday?
Yeah, he was very quiet. Salah was very, very quiet. Salah was getting frustrated.
Yeah,
Salah was getting
Yeah,
frustrated, especially in the second half. He was getting very frustrated in the second half.
I felt like
yeah,
Robertson was one of your best players. If I'm not
Rob,
gonna lie,
yeah,
Robertson
Robinson
was
was very,
fantastic.
very good. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He's a player. He's a player. Look. Actually, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I will say it. Look, he's a player I really like, but I still hate Liverpool. But look, Marcelo. Look, the Davies call was a big call. You can say it worked out defensively, but for the counter attack, look, the guy just can't pass the ball. It's
yeah.
as simple as that. Like the thing is, how are we paying these guys massive wages every week, and they can't do the basics in football, which is take the ball, control it, and pass it.
And listen, I already said this. I already said this. That left hand side was where we can hurt them. And look at where all of our chances, went. Or well, their right hand side, but our left hand side is where we could have hurt them. But their right
Yeah,
hand side is where we could have hurt them because Trent kind of becomes a midfielder pretty much. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And whipping in those crosses. I know Robertson. He does like getting up front, but he does better defensive duties than Trent, in my opinion. But I felt like that right hand side was the key, and I was right. I was right because every chance we created was around that right hand side. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, like every chance we created was around that right hand side, and I felt like if we had someone like Regulon with more pace, more charisma, more better passing, just better quality. You know what I mean? I felt like that's
Yeah,
where Mourinho really got it wrong tonight. You know what I mean? I felt like we could have exposed that right hand side a lot more, and like I said, I was right. You know what I mean? Like, it, Bergwijn gets 3 chances on the right hand side. Son gets
mm,
a chance on the right hand side against them. I mean, just imagine if Regulon was there, but it wasn't, and we pay for it. It is what it is.
yeah, 100%. And as well, my man of the match for obviously on the Spurs side is Aurier.
Yeah,
Look, this is a guy we've heavily criticised. Man has turned him inside out every other time he's played against Mane, but not last night. The guy was a warrior. He gave Mane as good as he got. He made Mane look weak. Let's be honest. He bullied Mane there yesterday. He absolutely bullied him. Dave, were you surprised with how poor Mane was yesterday?
Yeah, no, man was very poor, very poor. He was getting frustrated because he wasn't getting the fouls that he thought he deserved, which I thought they weren't fouls at all.
Yeah,
I thought he was just being muscled off the ball. The boys were more. I thought Orior was more hungrier than
yeah.
Mane was last night.
I felt like I don't think Mane was poor. You see, I think Mane was creating. I felt like like Salah was poor. You know what I mean? Like Salah should really be turning Davies, in and out.
yeah. He
But
should be
like,
spinning him.
I mean, like because Davies doesn't have any like he doesn't have any pace really. And I felt like Salah could have went wide like you said, Dave. He could have went
Yeah,
different directions. But I saw like Mane, he was really trying to go different directions. But I just felt like, I mean, like I'm giving Aurier credit here, man. I just think he was just that good that night. I just felt like he was really just on top of his game. Whether Mane went wide, he just was perfect on him. And then whether he went inside, he was just on him everywhere he went. Other than that one time where he spun Aurier and
Yeah,
had that great chance.
100%. And look, to be honest with you, the midfield battle was actually one I was licking my lips at before the game started. But in my opinion, Marcelo, we didn't win that battle last night.
Not
And
even
that's
close.
mainly down to Ndombele not starting.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't believe he didn't start. Listen, look, not gonna get him Mourinho's back because listen, he has a game plan. He thought, and you know what? Listen, that game plan almost worked. Let's not
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
that
yeah.
game plan almost worked. So I mean, we can sit here and criticize and say what is, but it is what it is. But I felt like, if I was gonna criticize Mourinho and if I was gonna question him, it has to be not starting Reguilon and not starting a known baller.
Yeah,
I feel like Reguilon really thrives in these type of games, especially open games, because let's not get it twisted. Liverpool likes to play open football. They like,
yeah,
giving, loads of space and, just cutting in and, being aggressive. And I felt like Reguilon could have exploited that. And, Endon Baller would have dealt with the press a lot better because the thing about Lo Celso is Lo Celso isn't, he isn't like a touch pass type of player. He's a player that likes to
yeah,
get the ball and dribble and, push it forward. Unknown baller is a guy that can get the ball, find space when you don't think he can find space, and just
yeah,
get the ball quick to Harry Kane and Son. And we were just missing that quick ball to Kane and Son. And I think that's why Kane was so quiet because I feel like him and no baller really feed off each other, and it was
yeah.
just you were lacking that today.
Yeah, 100%. Look, as well, Ndombele is the type of player. He has two lads around him. He does a step over and he's gone. It's that extra bit of creativity. It's that outball. And for me, look, with Curtis Jones in there, I really thought we missed a trick not putting Ndombele in there because, look, let's
Absolutely.
face it. If he was in there, he would have absolutely made mincemeat of them last night. Dave, how impressed were you with Liverpool midfield last night? That's what won you the game. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I thought Curtis Jones was absolutely brilliant last night. I thought he controlled the midfield last night. He was everywhere last night. And
Yeah.
he didn't lose the ball once last night. Every
Yeah.
pass he put off was perfect. All he's missing was a goal to top off his night, in
Yeah.
my opinion. He
He
was
was
he
on.
was
Yeah, and look,
he
Yeah.
was he was my he was my man in the match last night.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
and for Fabinho taking playing centre back, like if the guy was in the middle, I would accept he dominating the midfield battle. But the fact that he was playing centre back, and you're in there with like say, look Henderson, look let's be honest, right? He works hard for the team, but he's overrated, isn't he? Really, like you know what I mean? Wijnaldum, look, he's a very good player. I like the looks of him. And Curtis Jones, yeah, look, I watched him actually in the Fulham game. I was very impressed by him. I thought he had a very good game last night. For
David,
a young lad
did,
like that to come in and take his chance, fair play to him.
Did you just curse? Did you just curse the Almighty Henderson? Come on, David. You're never gonna
No,
get a
look,
Liverpool. Listen,
Marcelo,
no,
come
no,
on.
no. Listen, I've already been through this. You're never gonna get a Liverpool fan to say anything bad about Henderson. That's like their Pope, bro. You know what I mean? Like I seen Liverpool fans criticize Mo Salah and Mane before Henderson. You know what I mean? Henderson is like their Pope. That's like asking a Catholic to criticize the Pope. It's never gonna happen, bro. You know what I
No,
mean?
never.
Yeah.
I
Look,
already,
it's
I
true.
already know these guys. You're never gonna
Go
get
on,
it.
Dave. Tell us what you think about Henderson. Tell us how much you love him. Come on.
At the start when Liverpool signed Henderson, I thought no, he's not going to make it for Liverpool. And then when he got handed the captain's armband, I thought no, he's not good enough to be captain of Liverpool. But since Klopp has come into the club, I've seen improvement from Henderson from season to season and season,
Yeah,
and he's turned into a leader.
yeah,
He turned into the leader that the football club needed to bring us to that next level. And thankfully, he did.
yeah. Look, I'll give it to you. Look, yeah, he has improved year on year, but he's probably your worst player in that Liverpool team, in my opinion. I even think Curtis Jones is better than him. Look, we'll move on. Um, yeah, look, you can say it's harsh, but look, that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Like this is a guy that Brendan Rodgers wanted to ship out. Like this is one of the first guys Brendan Rodgers came in and said, "I want him gone." Only that Henderson stuck to his guns, and look, you can say rightly so now. Dave, look, I'm sure you're impressed with Reece Williams last night. Very good, very good game by him. To be fair, for me, he was a player that I thought maybe Harry Kane could stick to and get a bit of joy off him. Didn't happen.
Did not happen. No, it did not happen. Harry Kane was very quiet last night. Very quiet. I know Reece Williams was the cause of your three big chances. That's his inexperience. That will come. I think he's the future of Liverpool at centre back.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's the
And of
future.
course, am I right in saying he went from non-league or lower league football last year straight into Liverpool team this year?
Yeah, he was in non-league football last year and straight into Liverpool first team this season. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's impressive. What a dream! What a dream it is for the guy. Your two fullbacks last night were class. Obviously, again, Dave, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. Look, I really like Alexander. I have to say, as much as I hate as I really do, I can't stress it enough. I just have to say it again because it just helps me with my frustration. But the guy is unbelievable. But I was surprised last night. I didn't see him put too many balls into the box last night.
It was
Very
Robertson.
surprised.
Robertson was causing so much trouble. Yeah, Robertson and Mane was causing us so much trouble. I felt like Trent was going to be the attacking threat, but Trent
Trent didn't go forward because they knew Son was on his side. So that was their game plan. He said, don't go too forward because you had Reece Williams beside him. So Reece Williams would have needed a bit of cover. So that's why I think Trent wasn't going as forward as much in the game.
That's a good point, Dad. Yeah.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, I did see Trent actually hang back. I was surprised by that because it's usually the other way around. I feel like Robertson does a little bit more of the defensive duties, but yeah, I saw Trent doing a lot more defensive duties than I seen him before. That could have been the game plan, which is why I felt like we should have. I felt like maybe we should have switched it up and have Son go the right side. I said it before the game. I felt like we could have played him on the right side because Son, is the best two-footed player in the league. And he can play either right or left or in the middle. I felt like we should have played him on the right side just to, switch Liverpool up and play Bergwijn on the left. And I mean, we did that for a little bit, but then it just kind of seems like, Son.
There was too much swapping at times. At times, the swapping over kind of caught us out.
Yeah.
Because you've seen Sissoko on the right, you've seen Son on the right, you've seen Lo Celso on the right.
Yeah, you
and
saw
for me,
swapping.
At times it kind of. That's what kind of led to a bit of the Liverpool's dominant spell is just the constant switching of players. But look, I can understand why, to be honest with you, because for me, Robertson was the main player for me for Liverpool last night that kept us penned in.
Yeah,
I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, no, Robertson, he's always good. Robertson never has a bad game for Liverpool. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He just goes. He's a workhorse. I love him. I love Robertson.
Yeah,
he's my least favorite player in Liverpool. I hate his smugness, but I bet if he was a Tottenham player, I would absolutely love him.
Yeah, he's a player actually. When he was at Hull, I seen the engine on the guy, and I was like, a top club's going to take him. And look, Jurgen Klopp took the gamble. It took him about a year to get into the team, but he's flourished ever since. For me, Marcelo, let's touch on Harry Kane last night. Look, usually he's our focal point, but there's two ways to look at this. You can say he had a very bad game, in my opinion. When you're looking at some of the defensive work he put in last night, it looked like he didn't really want to be doing it. But at the same time, you have to find a strike with the ball, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah, I felt like that was it. I felt like we were missing the baller more than we were missing Kane. I feel like, of course, listen, Harry Kane, I don't care how good you are. If you don't get the ball, you're going to be quiet the whole night. And we're just struggling to get the ball to Harry Kane, and especially in the first half. But, even in the second half, although we were giving the ball to him more often, he was a little bit wasteful. I felt like it was, one of his worst performances. But listen, it's hard to go on Harry Kane because he just has so much credit in the bank.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I mean, let's be real here. You know what I mean? Like, how many points this guy has given us compared to like how many points he's cost us? It's almost like, what I mean? Like, if we were gonna do a tipping scale, it would be this much. How much he's given us and this much he's cost us. So I mean, it's hard to criticize Kane. But I mean, like, he was poor. He was poor.
Yeah, 100%. And Dave, were you surprised actually how Liverpool kind of nullified Kane's threat altogether? Really, let's face it, they nullified it completely. Were you surprised?
I was very surprised that, as I see in the game, anytime Kane dropped back, Wijnaldum was always there, right up his arse. Never let him have time, turn around and pick one of them passes to Son. So I was surprised that Liverpool done that way, but I'm delighted as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Look, the smugness on your face, you're dying to smile. I look at you. Look, one more thing to touch on before we wrap it up is the substitutions. I'll actually start with you, Dave, because Klopp actually moans a lot about not having five
Yeah,
subs, but strangely
yeah,
enough, he didn't make one last night.
yeah. No, I was very frustrated about that because he complains about the injuries that we get, and then he doesn't like the boys played against Fulham. It's basically the same starting 11. They play again
Yeah,
against Spurs and not one sub made.
Or the Champions League game against
And
that team. I can't
Midtjylland.
remember now.
Mitchelland, yeah,
Michelin. Yeah, he played like what was it, like six or seven
yeah,
like first team
yeah,
players. It's
yeah,
ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. And then he's the one that complains about injuries. And it was a meaningless game. He could have played the U squad, and it wouldn't
yeah.
have mattered. That was ridiculous. I couldn't believe he did that. Yeah.
Yeah, look, for a man that comes out crying so much about not having five subs to use and injuries and this and that, like, I was very surprised to see him not make a change. But at the end of the day, I'd say it worked out for you because the team galvanised and they got the winner. So, look,
Yeah.
I'd say it worked out. But on the Tottenham side of things, for me, Mourinho, I think, got all of his subs wrong. I honestly, look, Marcelo, it's a thing that we have said it after previous games that he's got the
Yeah.
subs wrong. And this is another game. For me, Bergwijn, I probably would have been the first one to haul off. He took off the Celso first. He brought on Lucas. So, but for me, I think he could have put Sissoko back out on the right and brought on Ndombele.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As well. Then he took off Bergwijn for Reguilon. For me, I would have took off. I know Davies was doing the job defensively, but if you watch how many times he kicked the ball straight back to Liverpool, I would have hauled him off and I would have put Reguilon on left back. And then as well, to bring on Dele Alli when the rumours broke before the game
That
that
one was the
he's
most
more than
shocking.
likely, what was
Yeah.
that about? Like, do you think that was just to kind of shot
Nah.
window him or?
No, that was shocking. That was probably his worst substitution, in my opinion, he's ever done. And listen, that if I was going to criticize Mourinho this season, which I listen, I think like I always will say this, I think Mourinho's done a fantastic job this season.
Yeah,
Fantastic job. I think he's gotten more right than he has wrong. Um, but I would say his weakness has always been his substitution. West Ham, you made the mistake of putting Gareth Bale on. You know what he should have done? He should have put on Rodon. He should have put on a
yeah,
defender. Like three defenders. See the game through. You're 3-1 up. 5 minutes. I don't care. You know what I mean? I know it's Bale, big moment. I do not care. I rather win the game.
yeah,
Right? I think what was it? Crystal Palace. He also did the same thing. I forgot who it was. I think he put like Ben Davies on. He took out Regulon. It was
yeah.
completely ridiculous. And then we concede a set piece. Go figure.
Mm.
Ben Davies doesn't mark his man. Um, Jesus Christ, that fucking guy. But like, but then like this one was the most shocking in my opinion because first off, okay, I'm fine with taking out Bergwijn for Reguilon, right? Because Reguilon can basically play as a winger. You know what I mean? He has the ability to play as a winger or wing back. That's fine. But hear me out. Okay, you then take Reguilon out, right? And then you take who was it that he take out?
He took Lo Celso off. He brought on
For,
he brought Lucas on for Lo Celso, and then he brought Ali on for
Son.
Son.
Yeah.
yeah.
That for me is where he made the mistake. I was fine with taking out Bergwijn and putting in Reguilon because it does still give us some, defensive stability because the game wasn't over. It was still like 1-1 and we could have still created some chances and be like defensive. But then when you take out Lo Celso and you put in
Lucas.
Lucas, that's just wrong. You should have brought in no baller, right? And then if you're going to take off Son, first off, Son should have never been taken off. It should have been either Kane, or
Yeah,
I don't know, or Davies. You should have taken off
yeah.
either of those guys, and then that's when you bring Lucas. You know what I mean? Later on in the game, he shouldn't have took off Son. That was a big mistake from him.
Yeah, for me, look, I just think he got all the subs wrong. Like, I can understand where you're coming from with the Bergwijn for Reguilon. Like, but it just made us a bit lopsided. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you take a left back off for a left back. You don't take off an attacker for a left back and then make your formation lopsided. look, I just honestly, I think he got the substitutions wrong. But look, Dave, moving forward, do you think Liverpool will retain the title this year, or with the injuries and like I wouldn't say lack of squad depth because you do have a hell of a lot of injuries, but like
What do you think he's gonna
do
say?
you think the tiredness in the players' legs and injuries
Look at that smile.
might play a part?
Look at that smile. What do you think he's gonna say? Look at that smile.
It's going to be close. The title race will be a lot closer this season. I think there will only be a point or two in it this season, but I think Liverpool will nip it at the end of the season. I think we will nip at the end of the season. It will only be 1 or 2 points in it, but I think we'll just have enough to get us over the line again this season.
And do you think?
Apparently, Van Dijk's apparently back at the end of February. We've Thiago to come back into the team in January.
Yeah.
No, so
I tell you, if he played last night, we would have been in big trouble. You know, he's that sort of player. When teams are sitting low block, he's ideal. How many points do you actually think is going to clinch the title this year, Dave?
I think low 80s, high 70s.
Yeah. I agree with you. And look, Marcelo, as always, our confidence never wavers. We're still in this title race. Make no mistake about it. We're coming for you, Reds. We are coming for you. Marcelo, look, take it away. You know what to say. You're as confident as ever. Let's beat the Spurs fans up. Let's take them out of their bad mood and let's G them up.
Listen, bro, we've been here before. We've been through worse. You know what I mean? I've seen worse as a Tottenham fan, but this is the new Tottenham team. You know, we lost to Everton. I remember when we lost to the last Merseyside team. And guess what? We went unbeaten. We went unbeaten for 3 months or like 2 months or something like that. We're going to go unbeaten again. Jose Mourinho is going to transform the squad. We're going to beat you guys the next time you come home. I know you beat us at Anfield, but that was the Anfield tax, bro. When you come to the Spurs arena, you're going to feel the pain. I'm telling you, bro. We're going to go in that win streak. We're going to be unstoppable. Jose Mourinho's Lily White refuses to lose. My confidence doesn't waver, and we're gonna beat you. I'm telling you, this title is Tottenham's.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll see you the 28th of January, so.
We'll see, bro. Yeah, and when we beat you, don't go hiding. Make sure you're as confident and you come straight back on this show. You know, the Irish did. Make sure you get back on.
We'll have Thiago back. We'll have Thiago. He'll control everything.
Yeah,
no. We'll be hurting. And look, they say, you have to be behind someone to light a fire up their arse. So we're second, sitting behind Liverpool. We're going to spark that fire. It's going to get too hot. You're going to fall. And that's when we're going to take the league. At the end of the day, we're Tottenham Hotspurs, baby. Roll on, Leicester. And look, as well, we're going to wrap it up here. So have you any final messages, Marcelo? And then we'll get on to Dave to send out before we wrap this show up.
No, other than, congratulations. Take that Anfield tax. It isn't going to last long. The last game you won away, it was, in September with and without Thiago, with and without, Van Dijk. That isn't going to change, bro. You just wait until you come to that Spurs arena, bro. You're going to feel the pressure and the pain.
And Dave, look, I really don't want to give you the platform to do it because I know it's going to irritate me, but go ahead. Have you any message you want to send?
Told you so.
Obviously, you think you're going to win the league as well. So, guys, thanks very much for giving up your time. I really do appreciate it. As always, thanks very much for coming on. And as well, if you like the video, make sure you slap an out like on her. Slap the out subscribe button like it's a scouse board. And, give me your support. Also, put your comments in there. You know me, the Harris Army. I'll get in underneath and I'll mix in with the comments. And let me know what you think of the game. Also, send me an out tweet on Twitter at the Irish White to let me know what sort of shows you want to see next. Come on, you Spurs. In Jaws we trust. And let's beat the Foxes.
Come.